I mean, you asking me what my favorite song is like somebody who's been in a 30-year relationship with somebody and like, oh, what's your favorite way to have sex with your partner? whatever you, whatever we can make work out. At some point before the year ends, whatever, you know, whatever's good. It's fine. Well, my name's Batman, but you can call me Bob. When I see the boy wonder, I just say, yo, Rob. You know, I used to wear a cape, that's right, and I did the leotard bit. Then I gained a few pounds, and that leotard does not look good on me anymore. It never did, actually. I was coming home from a show in Pittsburgh, and I had a show a Halloween show at Antone's with a band called the Scabs. And I bought a Spider-Man costume in Pittsburgh, but I didn't try it on. And then I barely had time to make it off the plane and down to Antone's to play the gig. And so in the airport bathroom, I put it, after I landed, I threw it on and then rushed down to the gig and then got on stage in front of about 900 people and then realized that Spider-Man uniform basically left nothing to the imagination. It was just like, basically like wearing a full-body red nylon tight. It was a long gig for me. I don't have the kind of body that I feel comfortable wearing that kind of costume. But you know, like I said before, I'm a pro. And, I push through. In definitely more ways than I wanted to. Well, my name's Batman, but you can call me Bob. When I see the boy wonder, I just say, yo, Rob. You know, I used to wear a damn cape to the leotard bit. Now I'm wearing all black, cause I don't give a... Shut your mouth. I used to bust my butt all day fighting crime. Now I'm rocking Austin when I sing my rhyme. I could turn any old crowd into a crazy old mob. Cause I'm Batman, but you can call me Bob. Come on. Never had a harmonica lesson. Just learned it on stage. I know there's some real harmonica players here that are just like, no way. That guy's a master harmonica player. Well, I'll tell you all this story that once happened to me. Well, me and little Robin, we were cruising down the street in the Batmobile with the lights turned low. We had a six-pack all night, so we were good to go. With the radio blasting out our old theme song, Robin kept on passing me this big old bat bong. I took a couple bat hits, and the next thing that I know, there was a cop pulling us over to the side of the road. He said, hey, what's your name? Son, you look like a damn slob. I said, I'm a Batman officer. Is that any way to... I don't feel like that's proper police procedure. Aren't you just supposed to ask for my license and registration? I don't think you should be commenting on how I look. It's like, look, son, I'm just trying to make the song rhyme. Okay, officer. My name is Batman, but you can call me Bob. Well, I turned around and I said, hey, it's getting late. I gotta find me a date before I start to hallucinate. So we found this little old place and we went inside and they carted Robin at the door. They asked about his age. He just lied. And I went up to the bar and I ordered myself a little Coke and Jack. That's when I felt a hairy hand on my back. I turned around and I dropped my drink because there was this girl there in a mink. She was, I'm not sure, she was pretty hairy. Anyways, I introduced her to Rob and I said, hey, this little guy's name is Rob. I'm the Batman. But you can call me Bob. paid that guy $300 to come through just at that moment. We've been working on it for a week. Good job, buddy. Hey. There's no expense I won't spare to create the illusion of a good time. I'm gonna get back to this. I'm going home with the Harry lady solo. It's not my first choice. And when I say Harry, I mean, I don't mind, I grew up in Europe, so I don't mind like Harry Pitts, Harry, the part where I draw the line is hairy butt cheek, dark hairy butt cheek hair that's where I draw the line. I'm not a fan. Just thick, wiry on the cheek, not in the crack. The crack, even with the crack, I've dated some Italians, it's fine. But when it's on, it's just disconcerting for me when it's on the actual cheek and it's dark and it's thick. I'm like, that's not my favorite. That's all I'm saying. Now, is it a deal breaker? No, it's not. To behave, so we went back to the back cave. She took one look at my place and she started to shave. She gave me a real nice kiss and she said, hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna slip off to the bathroom, see if I can get some of this lower back hair. I'm like, get the upper back hair and the wide side back hair, whatever back hair you can find. In fact, there's a mirror under the sink. Maybe there's a beard groomer. I'd start with that. Maybe you might want to go in the shower. I've got one of those LED showers that's any color you want. Maybe start with that, steam it up, get it, from what I've seen, maybe soften that before you hit it with the groomer. Maybe then hit it with maybe go back in and get a real quick repeat with the steam and then maybe hit it with the groomer again. And then since you're in there, and we got all night, just maybe hit it with that steam one more time and then groom and then definitely hit it with that razor. And then underneath the sink, there's a burn barrel. Just put everything in that. There's a gallon of gasoline. Douse the entire bathroom. I never am going in there again. She left the room for a minute, so I threw on some tunes. I opened up the skylight, so we could look at the moon. But when she came back in, she had a big old whip in her hand. Here's what I like to do. I like to do a lot of songs where serious songwriter songs. Where people are like, oh, I wasn't sure. Pretty good songwriter. I changed my opinion about this guy. And then end with this song, Tabula Rasa. That's a language joke for language majors. What I'm saying is, Tabula Rasa. I just figured I'd say it again, see if I got more of a reaction, and I did. I feel better about it. That probably is where that's probably the line where I don't think it's gonna get more than that. I thought it was gonna get more than that. It just didn't get any. Try it again?
Yeah, one more time.
So I build up my credibility, kind of like Radiohead, kind of like Loud Love It, and then at the end, I talk about shaving, I talk about a lot about butt hair. And then it's pretty much tabula rasa. You guys are the worst fake laughers of all time. But I appreciate it, thank you. That's very sweet of you. She left the room for a minute. I threw on some tunes, opened up the skylight, so we could look at the moon. But when she came back in, she had a big old whip in her hand. Turns out she was a psychotic, evil Catwoman. She started chasing me around. She was screaming that she wanted me dead, so I had to pull out my batarang and hit her in the head, and she went out like a light. I said, damn, what a night. Had to drag her down to the police department where they locked her up as I was leaving. The sergeant looked at me and said, son, you've done a fine job. I said, I know, I'm Batman. She can call me Bob, come on. Happy birthday. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you guys, thank you, you've been wonderful. Thank you very much, appreciate it, thank you.